Alright, so I was asked down in the comments to give the second half of this dream because I told y'all the first part of the dream where I was camping and the lion was there. So after that happened, it immediately turned into something else. Keep in mind, some of my dreams does not involve real people that I do know, but some do involve people that I know. But in this case, I didn't know these people, so I was in the house. Um, in this dream, I woke up from sleeping. So I was still dreaming, but I woke up from sleeping in this realm that I was in. And I went to the door because something told me to get up and go look out the door. So I walked to the door, got up off of my heels, and you stand on your tippy toes, and I looked out the little window of the door, and I saw four silhouettes standing, all spread it out in formation, like in an attack formation, if you want to say, like they ready to do something. Like one is watching here, one is here, one is. They was all in a position that was planned for a home invasion. Um, I said, no, that ain't nothing out there. Then I got back down. I walked away from the door. Then something said, go back to the door and look again. And I went back to the door and I looked again, and they were still there, but only this time they looked like they was ready to charge the door. So I immediately ran to my room, got my pistol out of a bag, came back to the door, and there was somebody else that was with me. I don't know who it was, but we knew each other. And I went to the door and I said, you open the door. On a count of five, open the door. 1, 2, cock my gun back, and then, now let me tell you something. This is not something that I would do in a home invasion. That wouldn't be considered a home invasion. That would be me going to the drama. Let the drama come to me, then I'll set you free. So if you want things to turn out right in the end, you got to let them come in first, and do everything that the law requires you to do. So I opened up the door, which, like I said, I would never do, but don't get me wrong, I'm gonna search the premises. If you don't break an entry and you just standing on my porch, I'm gonna open up the door and see what's going on. So opened up the door and I had my pistol ready, and it was four dudes standing outside my porch. And one of them said something to me. Now, they didn't pose a threat, but one of them had a shotgun in his hand, and I got the feeling that he really didn't want to use this. So the first thing that came out of his mouth was, I don't want this. Um, Tell your boy. I said, what, you want your money back? Now, don't ask me why this was said, because first of all, I don't sell guns. I would never sell a gun. I'm not a gun seller. I buy guns from gun dealers. Dealers, you understand? Legally. So, but in this dream, he said, I don't want this. I said, well, what's wrong with it? He said, it don't work, and I got to stick this rod down in here just to take the bullet out. Now, keep in mind, if you fire a bullet through a shotgun, it's going to explode the gun, or it's going to come out. I've never seen a case where a bullet was fired into a gun and it didn't come out of the round didn't come out of the barrel, unless you put the wrong size round in the gun and it got. I still don't see that happening. And he let me see it, and I'm like, wow, yeah, this really ain't. And I'm looking over at his buddy, and I'll never forget all of them racking their guns back, and they aimed them at me. And the first thing I could do was duck backwards. That make any sense? I ducked, but was falling back into the door. Shots went off. I don't know if I was hit. All I know is I went back into the house. I pushed the door closed. They fired multiple rounds through the door. I made my way to the stairwell. When I got up the stairwell, I heard a baby crying. And I'm like, why is a baby crying? And I went upstairs, and there was this guy up there, and there was two babies. One was on the right side, and the other baby was on the left side. And one was crawling around by the man's face, and I said, like I knew the person. I don't remember the name. I called him, and I said, yo, what is you doing? What are you doing? The baby is about to fall. That baby is about to fall. how did you get here? Who are you? I said, this is what I said to him, who are you? How did you get here? And then I remember the room was doing some like it was fading out, but it was coming back in, but like it was trying to change the scene. Like the scene was changing. I was seeing something going on in somebody's house. I caught on to what was really going on in this dream. I wasn't the person that answered the door. I wasn't the person that went upstairs in these people's house because once again, when I opened up that door, I was talking to this person. And then there was another kid on the right, like I said, and that kid was crawling over the back of almost like a headboard, like he was ready to flip over and fall. And I went to go grab that kid. It was probably a year old baby, and maybe a couple months old baby, maybe not a year, but old enough to crawl. And it was about to fall, and I grabbed it, and these babies looked like they was twins. The more I look at it, they looked like they was twins, and I couldn't piece it together because they kept fading in and out. And then some woman came in the room, but she walked right through me. And when she walked right through me, she looked at him and she said, "Baby, baby, they opened fire in the house. They opened fire in the house. They hit Toby. They hit Toby." And I'm thinking to myself, like, Toby? Who is Toby? Like, Toby. So listen, y'all. And after she said they hit Toby, I turned around and looked at her. She had blood all down her body. It was bullet holes and drywall just blown throughout. So whatever they came through that door with, I think I was experiencing the Toby guy. I was playing Toby at the door. When he opened the door, I experienced everything Toby experienced, even the gunfire, but I wasn't hit. So I'm thinking I was spectating a real home invasion. And then all I know is I went to go put the baby back down because I was looking at this lady. I was going to help her, and that must have been her husband that was right there with the kids, and she rushed back up to tell him that somebody broke in or shut up the house, and all I know is I woke up. So there you go. That's the story that I didn't want to tell, but there you have it. I ain't never had a dream like that where it faded out, where it was showing me pieces of downstairs with them guys on the porch. Then it showed me some more of the room upstairs. At the same time I was downstairs, I was actually talking to these guys outside. But the more I think about it, whenever I said they didn't pose a threat, that's because I was spectating. I was actually watching this unfold, but in that person, Toby's body, if that make any sense. Love y'all, stay blessed.